Vampirella. First appearing in Warren Magazine, Vampirella issue number 1. Born on Drakulon from the race known as the Vampiri, endowed with supernatural powers and a thirst for blood, Vampirella comes to Earth to unleash havoc on the wicked, the evil and corrupt Vampiri that descends on the innocent of Earth.
So what do you call yourself?
Vampirella.
Vampirella's comic book origin first debuted in Warren Magazine 1969. Her planet of Drakulon flows rivers of hemoglobin 2O, which nourishes the people of Vampiri, until one day the rivers ran dry. On the verge of annihilation, Vampirella and her people were facing a catastrophic disaster, until one fateful day when space travelers from the planet Earth lands on the planet Drakulon. Startled by the local inhabitants, the Earthlings attack and kill Vampirella's lover, Tristan. Enraged, Vampirella attacks with all her fury, and to her surprise notices that their blood is similar to their life-sustaining waters of Drakulon. With a new source of sustenance, Vampirella boards the Earth vessel to venture for survival. She would find all she needs on Earth. So where the comic book differs from the movie, Drakulon is a planet of paradise. It's civilized, peaceful, and advanced beyond Earth's technology.
Of course, Father. We're civilized people.
And this is our heroine Vampirella, along with her father, who is a member of the High Council. So unlike the comic, the people are prosperous and they never experienced a water drought. Now meet Vlad, played by Roger Daltrey of The Who. And the best way to describe him is General Zod from Superman, along with his trial and all.
Before I pronounce final judgment, is there anything you wish to say to this tribunal?
But not content to be sent to the Phantom Zone, his minions attack to free General Vlad. And I know this is a B-movie and all, but I had better looking toy guns when I was a little kid. But I guess it matches the death scene with no blood or bullet holes. Vlad personally ends up executing Vampirella's father by draining his life force. And from the aftermath, Vampirella walks in to discover her father dead.
Father!
Vlad and his minions end up escaping on a ship where they find a small little planet called Earth.
Third one from the sun.
Oh, by the way, the blonde is Karina Hardy, former Playboy Playmate of the Year. I researched her thoroughly. For you guys, of course, because I am dedicated to this craft. This is Operation Purge. Think of them as S.H.I.E.L.D. for vampires. And this is Agent Adam Van Helsing. And during a space shuttle return, they notice Vampirella in her bat form. Yeah, and it's quite normal to carry computer equipment down shady alleyways in the middle of the night. Boy, it's a good thing Vampirella showed up just randomly out of nowhere.
Go on, get out of here! Get help! You don't want to mess with us, Miss TNA.
Yeah, a girl in a bikini warrants you pulling a knife on her. Never mind that she does have superpowers, but how did they know that? And is there even a reason why this scene is necessary? Aren't you after Vlad?
My name's Fori. Fori Ackerman.
So, they go to Fori's house for some exposition dump. Vampirella's after these bunch of people, but what a coincidence, he knows where one of them is.
Professor Arnold tracks. Here we go. This him?
Yes. A place called Berkeley.
Boy, it's so lucky that she rescued him, otherwise she would have found him. So in the 30 centuries that Vlad's been on Earth, he's been busy turning humans into vampires. This guy is one of his minions that ended up betraying him for some reason or another. So Vlad sends in his enforcers to work him over. But the SWAT team of Operation Purge is just about to bust in on him. How they knew they were there, they never explain. The guy in the gimp suit is Demos, and he's Vlad's #1 man.
If you want to kill me, kill me!
You know, I don't even have to make fun of this. This movie makes fun of itself.
Everybody freeze!
It's Demos, Vlad's #1 boy, out in the daytime in a sunsuit.
And so Demos gets caught. And so Vampirella follows up on our lead and heads to Berkeley, where we have more exposition dump on a thin plot anyway.
My stepfather was the High Elder of Drakulon. You and your people murdered him.
So we get some vampire on vampire action, which should have made for a cool looking fight, in theory, but in reality, the fight choreography just looks too staged. I mean, it just looks like they're taking turns taking shots on each other. And this is after I edit the fight to make it look better. Although I didn't edit this part because you have to see this in its entirety. That's right, he gets kicked out the window from the middle of the room. And I guess he forgot that he could turn into a bat and just fly away, because reasons? So Vampirella heads over to Trax's house, where she searches the premises to find Vlad. Or at least a picture of him, and it tells him exactly where he is, somehow. But first, a dramatic tracking shot for cinematic intensity. Operation Purge interrogates Demos.
Alright, I'll tell you. God damn it, get the needle out of my arm. Where is he operating? Vegas, he's in Vegas!
And you don't have Roger Daltrey as your lead and not have a musical performance. That's right, what else do you do as a vampire hellbent on world domination? You go to Vegas and become a rock star. I would play more of it, but I don't want to mess with these damn outdated DMCA laws. So I can just talk over it where you wouldn't be able to get a sense of the song anyway, or I'll just cut it short. Vlad does what every rock star does and hit on his groupies.
You've hit me like a ray of moonlight, Ravenhair. Where have you been all my life?
Something tells me that he's actually used that line in real life.
So what do you call yourself?
Vampirella.
Vampirella? Yeah.
So after some more awkward, cringy flirting, they decide to leave this place. So they go somewhere private where they both have the same intention in mind. But they both get B-blocked by Operation Purge.
Operation Purge. So you're the son of Conrad Van Helsing.
After apprehending him, they take him into custody. But Vlad is not helpless. He begins to work his vampire hypno magic on the driver. After taking control of the driver's mind, he causes him to careen out of control and plow into a vehicle, which gives him the opportunity he needs to escape.
Night, sweet prince.
Just when he was about to end Adam Van Helsing, Vampirella bursts out to save him.
I've come a long way for this, Vlad. Tonight you pay.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know what's worse, the dialogue or the fighting scenes.
Drakulon, bitch! I am Vlad! The most powerful vampire on this or any other planet!
Okay, I think I just figured out what's worse than either of those, and that would be the special effects. And for some reason, instead of going after Vlad, she attends to a complete stranger. For reasons...
Nah, I'm fine.
So now we get a double exposition, as Vampirella and Van Helsing begin to explain themselves to each other.
Purge is a covert paramilitary unit formed by my late father.
And then Vampirella shows who she is and begins to explain her story.
You live on other people.
No. Only on this planet is vampirism a mockery of itself. That's Vlad's doing.
And we flash back to Drakulon, where she receives a lifetime serum of artificial blood that sustains Vampirella. And then she traveled to Earth.
I followed Vlad halfway across the galaxy to your star system. But my shuttle ran afoul of an ion cloud before reaching Earth.
With the ship disabled, Vampirella goes into stasis, where 2 American astronauts discover her life pod. It turns out she was resting 30 centuries before she was discovered. And on their way back to Earth, she wakes up. She uses her hypno magic to subdue the crew and land unknown to the rest of the world. So meanwhile, back in Vlad's hideout, Vlad and his woman Sala begin to discuss how they're gonna get Demos back. In a second. Right after this. Okay, in a Jim Wynorski film, you just know you're gonna get nudity. He is a sexploitation film specialist. Seriously, I could dedicate my whole channel to this guy.
Vlad. If they have Demos, maybe we should delay our plans for Judgment Night.
Oh no. We have waited too long for this night.
They considered raiding Operation Purge to get him back, but...
I was thinking of something More on the line of an exchange.
An exchange of what, you ask? Well, they decide to gain a barter piece. With some interesting direction. So Adam goes home and he completely misses the blonde laying down right in front of him.
Hi, Adam.
Yeah, don't tell me you're gonna miss those. And you miss the other hot blonde in the room. But I can't say that I entirely blame you, considering. So Vlad makes arrangements with Operation Purge to trade Demos for Adam. They make the exchange of prisoners, but Vampirella notices something fishy going on.
Kill Van Helsing.
Surprise! It's a vampire that could shapeshift. The other vampires then notice the snipers.
Purge gunman right there!
You know the whole purpose of sniping is to take them out without alerting them. Vampirella turns into a platform and flies away. The snipers manage to take down 2 of the vampires while the other 2 escape. So back at Vlad's headquarters where his minions have gathered, he reveals his diabolical plan to take over the world.
There are 10 of these Drakulonian satellites orbiting the planet. These beams will have the same effect on the Earth's atmosphere as a limited nuclear winter, blocking out all sunlight.
And with the sun blotted out, it would give them the advantage they need to defeat their enemies.
Over our enemy for the first time in this planet's history.
Of course you had 30 centuries to execute this plan, but hey. Vampirella continues their quest for revenge, but gets caught.
I know how much you wanted to kill me.
Vlad offers Vampirella a position by his side, seeing how she's one of the last pure Drakulonians.
You belong with the New World Order.
You have no future.
So for her defiance, Vlad locks her away with an interesting scenario.
Adam! No!
He takes away Vampirella's supply of blood in the hopes that she'll turn and feed on Adam.
Fresh blood, Vampirella. Nothing artificial. It's the only way I can be absolutely sure that you are one of us.
So it's time to darken the earth.
Start the countdown. No! Wait. I'll do it.
God, not only are you lazy, you're indecisive. No wonder it took you 30 centuries to come up with this plan.
Vampirella.
Adam begins to gain consciousness.
Take it easy.
She tells him that she lost her supply of blood and the only way she can stop from feeding on him is to shackle her up.
Adam, please don't. It's too dangerous.
Some things are worth any danger.
Nothing says loving like a little bondage. Meanwhile, Vlad recreates his best triumph of victory speech.
The human race has dominated this planet. I say it's time for a change. Yeah!
But things are escalating with Vampirella as she begins to lose more control of herself. Until the bloodlust was too unbearable and she reverted to a more feral state. And it literally took her about 2 seconds to break out of those chains. Did they just want her in a bondage situation, which she's kinda known for in the comics? So Vampirella fights her urges, but Adam asks her to reconsider since it's the only way to save her life and get out of the situation.
Just enough to stay alive.
So what the hell? I mean, she does exactly what Vlad wanted her to do anyway. So Vlad's men comes in to check up on her. And having her strength revitalized, she takes the opportunity to attack.
It won't be out for long. Come on.
So Vlad turns around and sees Vampirella and doesn't even question whether she's actually turned or not. Yeah, he just sort of assumes.
I'm so glad you've decided to join our little family. Or have you?
Cause that's all it takes, drinking blood and she's in the club, right? So here comes the cavalry. Operation Purge comes in force to save the day. So Vampirella plays along as if she's still turned.
You truly are one of us.
Guess again.
Only to reveal that she's nuts over him. And I guess that was a distraction you needed to take out their computer. And doing so causes their satellite to be destroyed? Don't question it, it'll just make you upset. So Sala gets killed by Adam, while the rest of Operation Purge charges in like the cavalry. But Vlad manages to escape during the ruckus. And not too far behind, Vampirella starts chasing him down. He turns into his bat form and flies away. And I think he lands on the Hoover Dam. This movie was shot on location in Las Vegas, so that would be the only explanation how they can get a shot like this. Vampirella continues to chase Vlad down, so prepare for another cringy fighting scene. But on the bright side, this is the end of the film, so this is the last cringy fighting scene. So in this epic battle of a fight scene, Vampirella manages to get a metal rod and hurls it like a javelin towards Vlad. So Vlad pulls out the piece of metal from his chest. But luckily there's a huge thunderstorm that managed to strike Vlad down. So this might be an homage to the Christopher Lee movie Scars of Dracula, which ended the exact same way. So after 30 centuries, Vampirella finally gets her revenge. So here are my final thoughts on the movie. Would I recommend it? Oh, absolutely not. Because there are movies that are so bad that it's good, but then there are movies that are so bad that it's bad. Even the director Jim Wynorski says he can't stand watching this film. Everything about the movie was a disaster. It was shot in Las Vegas, so there was a large amount of embezzlement on set. And he also thought that the main actress Talisa Soto was completely wrong for the part. He wanted former Penthouse model Julie Strain. And I have to say, I can't blame him. And honestly, when the porn parody looks better than the actual film, you know you're in trouble. Well, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, despite how bad the film was. Don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Throw a thumbs up and leave a comment.